The little girl looked out the window and suddenly saw that the plane's engine had burst into flames.
Anna.
Check her belt.
Yeah.
In the next moment, the entire plane was caught in violent turbulence.
Oh my god. Don't worry, it's going to be fine.
As the engine fire grew more intense, falling debris pierced straight through the cabin. A strong air current swept up a passenger, and since he wasn't wearing a seatbelt, he was instantly sucked out. The entire cabin instantly fell into chaos. The passengers tried desperately to hold on to the man, but the violent airflow dragged him and his seat out of the plane. No one was able to protect themselves. The plane quickly nosedived downward, crashing into the vast ocean. Seawater immediately surged into the cabin. As the fuselage continued to sink, it got stuck on rocks at the bottom of the sea. At that moment, the cabin fell into eerie silence. The passengers in the front half of the plane were all killed as the water flooded in, but in the raised rear section of the fuselage, there were still 7 survivors. However, the ruthless seawater could at any time send the remaining survivors to meet their end. At this point, a passenger named John explained they were currently in an airlock zone. Some air was trapped inside this area, so they were safe for the time being, but since the space inside the cabin was small, the limited oxygen wouldn't last very long.
We're on a slope of about 30 degrees. That looks like pretty stable stuff out there, so we should be okay.
What are we gonna do? We're gonna run out of air. We're screwed.
Don't think about what can go wrong. Think about what can go right.
A flight attendant suddenly appeared and said that the captain had, before the crash, contacted rescue via radio. Now they needed to find more oxygen and quietly wait for rescue here. Then the attendant suddenly remembered there were 2 backup oxygen tanks in the cabin, so he quickly retrieved the tanks, only to find that both were empty. It turned out a previous colleague had been lazy and hadn't checked the oxygen tanks at all. At that moment, an elderly man suddenly remembered someone in the front section had a medical oxygen tank, so John bravely stripped off his outerwear and decided to dive into the front half of the plane to retrieve the only remaining oxygen tank. Soon, John swam into the front cabin and quickly managed to retrieve the oxygen tank, but just as John was about to return, a shark suddenly appeared.